Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God, and I'm joined once again with my Abbott. Come on, you know what I'm saying? So we are talking about One Piece this time, and this chapter was really good. I enjoyed it. It felt very wordy. It felt like I don't want to say it felt like Hunter x Hunter, but like it had a lot of text in it, which is good because we do need more information. Um, some of the conversations were kind of pointless. Oda tends to do that. Like he likes dribble, which is fine because you get to know the personalities of these characters more through them. But yeah, so basically, Egghead is going down because Kizaru is here, Saturn is here, so it's about to be crazy. And the interesting thing I found about this chapter, especially because Luffy and them want to escape. They don't want to fight, obviously, because they're surrounded by a bunch of people and casualties and all that shit. I think, why fight 30,000 people when you can run away? And they basically have a plan with Vegapunk where he's going to deactivate the shields, and then they're going to hop into the Sunny, and then they're gonna use that jump shit and then go like a kilometer away and get to the next island, Albaf, which I will talk about later in my theory. And finally, I think our boy, the Sniper King, will finally maybe get a power up and get an arc focused on him. And Zoro probably will never get an arc focused on him, unfortunately. I just don't know what's going on. But yeah, and then Kizaru, actually, an interesting interaction between Kizaru and Saturn happened that I will also talk about later. And then Kizaru finally attacked. He jumped into the island and, is facing off against Sentomaru. And I think he's probably gonna 1v everybody by the sounds of it. And he didn't really want to fight Sentomaru, which again I'll kind of delve into deeper later. And then we got Bonnie and crew and them running. And they're about to hop into the Sunny, and just when they're about to leave, Luffy's like, somebody strong is here, and he's sweating. Like he's like, shit, this guy is fucking powerful. And again, showcasing that the original admirals are built different. What do you think of the chapter, Abud?
Yeah, so this chapter, okay, so let me get to my favorite part first, but I'm gonna just give a quick rundown. So, my favorite part was that, okay, so you remember when Kizaru basically was talking to Saturn? My favorite part was that
Yeah.
even when he has stated himself that he is just a cog in the machine, but even after saying that, he did say that he will not drop his ideals. So like I mean, as you said, the three original admirals are just like absolutely cold. Like this dude said it to Agoro straight up, like I will not drop my ideals. Like basically he's saying like if you wanna square up, I'm gonna square up. But like I'm not killing my cousin or whatever. And then he proceeded
Yeah, and
to
even like, yeah.
yeah, basically he went to the island and a funny part actually was Sentomaru saying that he has the strongest defense in Lookism or in One Piece, sorry. And then he got kicked once and he was well, let's not talk about what happened. He basically got folded uh with one light kick. But that was a pretty cool part.
And what the girl saw, actually, the girl say with Saturn, when you said that, I think it's actually really interesting because um he he told him, like, okay, he told him that's my friend, my friend is the one there. So the Gorosa then goes, oh yeah, just ignore him, as in just go past him and don't fight him then, which is weird because he just said that humans are ants and all of that shit. But when Kizaru was like, yeah, Kizaru was like, yo, that's my guy, like, he's the one there, like he basically telling him that I don't really want to fight him. And then the girl so just respects it and just goes, okay, if you don't want to fight him, don't fight him, even though he knows like this is like a super important mission. He's still letting him, giving him that leeway. And then when he's like, okay, you can ignore him, and then because I was like, nah, I won't ignore him because I can't, go against his ideals because he's gonna try to stop me no matter what. So it's actually really, really interesting that you brought that forward because that's actually something I wanted to talk about as well. I thought that was cool. And then yeah, the kick, but I don't know if he's folded yet because it looks like the kick is kind of blocked with Haki. But yeah, I think he's gonna get folded though,
Yeah, I mean to be
pretty
honest,
quickly.
even if he's not folded now, you look at his posture. His posture is worse than Saturn, and Saturn is like 85 years old. And speaking of Saturn, he thinks he's him. He thinks he's Garp. He thinks he's the shit, but he is just a fraud at the end of the day. Like when he stands up here, the whole ground will fall with him. I don't think this guy is gonna pose much of a threat to Luffy.
I don't think Saturn's gonna fight this round. I think I think that incident that they were talking about, because remember there was an incident that happens in Egghead Island that's going to change everything. I think the incident is that Vegapunk is teaming up with Luffy, and I think them escaping, and perhaps I think Blackbeard is going to play a role here. I don't know. I don't know if they'll escape per se, but I think Blackbeard perhaps is going to hijack Vegapunk or Saturn. Ooh, what if Blackbeard takes Saturn?
I mean, if
Yo, I got a
Blackbeard,
teary. I got a teary coming.
yo, I mean, if Blackbeard takes Saturn though, like, what the hell happened? You know, like, what the hell actually happens after that? How is Luffy gonna stand a chance? You know?
But I think that's the point, right? I think it has to build up to a point that it looks like Luffy stands no chance,
Maybe, yeah.
because otherwise, like right now, Blackbeard was struggling against Law, but to be fair, Law's hacks are just crazy, and Law was basically 1v like the whole Blackbeard pirates by himself. So I think that's, I think that's the problem really. I think with Law's crew is just so freaking pathetic. Like it's just him. Like
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day,
at least Kid.
the end of the
Mhm.
day, the Blackbeard pirates, like, they're not really like it's the same with Law. I think that's the similarity between their crew is that even though the Blackbeard pirates are very strong, but when you put it in like a scale, and you see the difference between like Law and Beppo, and then Blackbeard and like Van
Yeah.
Hooker or something, it's about the same difference. Like Blackbeard, like I mean, they did lose to Law at the end of the day. It was just one attack that ended their career.
That
Anyway,
is true. And then you had a theory about Bonnie that you wanted to talk about. I want to hear that
yeah,
one.
yeah.
That sounds
So I was
interesting.
getting to that one. Before that, I'm just gonna say real quick. So with Saturn, you mentioned how he basically might not fight this arc. So I think there's two options here.
Hmm.
First of all, if he fights, I think it's like, okay, picture this, right? Picture this. Picture Kizaru just coming to the island, right? And he's like, okay, I've got Saturn with me here, and he's like, we've got some reinforcements, 100 ships. And then Sentomaru blows up the entire ships, and he looks at Saturn, and he's like, okay, well, are you ready to fight? And Saturn is just sitting there like, oh no, I'm not here to fight, I'm just here to sit down. Like, what does Kizaru do then? So I think he will have to fight, but at the end of the day, if he fights, there's two options to that as well, where if he does fight, he's either way too strong, and they're gonna have some losses here. They're gonna either lose Punk Records or they're gonna lose York, or he just doesn't fight and Kizaru dies this arc. But I don't know about that. I don't think Kizaru will die.
I don't see Kizaru dying either. Yeah, I think I think Kizaru will 1v everyone. Sentomaru is not going to get near Saturn because I think Kizaru is going to wrap him up and put him in a body bag. To be honest,
Yeah,
but
Sentomaru
I
is
think I
at the
think
end of the
what if
day just
Saturn does.
like fodder.
Yeah, like I know he posed like way back. He was like super strong because Luffy and crew were weak, but now I think Luffy packs him up like. But what you think about the fight between Luffy and Kizaru? Do you think Kizaru's gonna fight Luffy? Because a lot of people are thinking that it might be a Sanji and Zoro team up, or it might be Zoro versus Kizaru. But it's looking like it's Luffy since
I
he's
mean,
the one that's
Kizaru
sweating
better not
buckets.
fight Luffy. Like honestly,
I think
Kizaru better
I
not
think he'd
fight
pull
Luffy.
Luffy. I'm not gonna lie to you. Why don't you want him to fight Luffy?
Like, bro, Luffy, you have to think about it this way. One was the last arc, and what did Luffy do? And it's actually in the anime right now. Luffy grabbed Kaido, which is a man that is about 20 times larger than Kizaru, and he was playing jump rope with him. He was just playing jump rope with Kaido. So Kizaru, I think, would most probably get one-shotted. I think the thing with Luffy is
I don't
that
think
he's
so.
always sweating. Like he's practically like even if it was just like even if Captain Kuro on the cover page just decided to appear, he would be like, "Oh, we've got someone here." And then he like it was the same thing with Lucci. But then you know what happened to Lucci, right?
Yeah, but Lucci is nowhere near the same planet as Kizaru.
I mean, of
Like I don't
course,
think though even
but
I don't. But I think so. Do you remember? I think a lot of people forgot this, but like when Kaido was first introduced, they talked about that he's lost a good few times, but he just can't be killed. So, like, he is super strong, super durable, but he's not undefeatable. Like, he's not unbeatable.
I mean, yeah, but
He's just like
Kizaru's not beating
Marines.
Kaido, you know?
I don't know about that. I actually think I think he might, man. I'm not gonna lie to
What
you.
the
I
fuck?
think the three original admirals can beat most of the Yonkos. I think for sure Shanks can beat Kaido because he one shot kid and he like I don't know. I think the power scaling in One Piece. I might have to make a video on it. We should actually do a research and do a video on like let's say Kaido versus everyone, or like a Kizaru versus everyone type thing. That'd be cool concept, and we can like debate whether how strong the admirals are. But then the problem is we never see the admirals go all out because they're always holding back for one reason or another. Like in Marineford, they literally were trying to not destroy Marineford, so they had to like they couldn't use the most destructive moves. As we saw, like when they fought in Punk Hazard and there was no one there, they fought for 10 days straight. So those stamina is way beyond belief. We know Luffy sucks when it comes to stamina. Like he needed like 10 revives against Kaido, while these guys are fighting for 10 days straight.
Yeah, I mean, like, as
So
you
I think
said,
those
yeah, like, Luffy was respawning every 2 seconds when he was fighting Kaido. And I think, like, that's one thing about One Piece, like, I think it was with Doflamingo, like, he was stated to fight for, like, days, or maybe it was another character, but Luffy fights for, like, Luffy starts an arc when it's, like, 2 p.m., and the arc ends when it's 12 a.m. for them,
yeah.
but it's, for us, in real life, it's, like, 4 years.
Yeah.
Just Luffy dying and respawning and dying and respawning, getting a new form each time.
Yeah, eat it. Yeah, he eats it, he gets revitalized. So I think that's the thing. That's the thing. I think like when it comes to stamina, I don't think he can keep up with them because for one reason as well is Kizaru has to fight Sentomaru. Then he's probably gonna have to fight Zoro, Luffy, and Sanji briefly. Then he's probably gonna have to fight Luffy a little bit. Then he's probably gonna have to fight the Blackbeard Pirates. I think he's just gonna be, and maybe he will die against the Blackbeard Pirates, but I think he's gonna have to go through a gauntlet regardless because he's by himself. He didn't pull up to the island with nobody else. He's just me solo dolo. So like I don't think Oda would put him in that situation unless he thinks he's comparable, because otherwise it's just not compelling, you know?
Yeah, I guess like I wouldn't like if he did what he did with Lucci. Like Lucci shows up and we see he's awake and then he looks like he's much stronger now and then he literally doesn't land one hit. So no, I don't think that's gonna happen with Kizaru. But I don't know. We haven't seen him even like attack really. We've only seen a couple kicks.
Yeah, he never tries. He just kicks. He pulls up and kicks, and then
Yeah,
he's like,
exactly.
yeah.
He kicks and just
And he did
teleports
fight
back.
Riley. Yeah, and remember he fought Riley, and I'm butchering that name. Riley, is it
Yeah,
Rayleigh, right?
really. Yeah.
Black. Yeah, he fought Rayleigh, and Rayleigh already says that Blackbeard is stronger than him, and we know Kizaru is definitely stronger than Rayleigh. So, and Blackbeard is gonna be, he should be comparable enough to Luffy, although his fighting style always allows him to get hit and beat up, because I think using his dark fruit, I think because it nullifies fruits, he has to get close to you to touch you. So I think that's probably why he always ends up like beating no matter who he's fighting. But yeah, that's gonna be interesting to see. I did like the chapter overall. I am interested to see what happens next, and I think there's a lot of options and a lot of ways that it could go, and I think that's what makes it interesting. And Rob Lucci sent information, so even though he seems like he's teaming up with Luffy and them, he's still secretly sending information to the Gorosei and Kizaru. So that's interesting. That might play a role in what
Bro,
happens next.
Usopp is
What do
one
you think
brain
is that
dead
big
guy. I'm
incident that
not
will
gonna lie.
happen? Who?
Usopp is one brain dead guy. Like, how can you just see Lucci just
Wait,
like
wait.
he has a Denden Mushi in his mouth, and you're like, oh, who are you talking to? What do you mean, who are you talking to?
Who else? Oh, actually, let's talk
Like,
about
literally,
Usopp
this
real
dude
quick,
is
because
a
Elba.
CP0 agent. Yeah, anyway.
He's talking to the. Yeah, what you think? What you think of Usopp and in terms of because I think he needs a power up because I think it annoys me that he made the weapon that made Nami powerful, and yet he hasn't really grown. And he's supposed to have future sight, which he used in Dress all the way back in Dressrosa, but we ain't seen him do anything else since in terms
Bro,
of like a power up or a
this
level
dude's
up.
needed a power up for like 800 chapters. We've
He
needed
did,
like an
but
Elbaf
I
arc
think
for
now he
800
needs it the
chapters.
most.
He
That's
should, yeah, he
facts.
should
I
get a
think
power up, I'm
Usopp
not gonna
needs to
lie.
be comparable. Yeah, and Elbaf should be his arc, like, cause Sanji got a long ass arc, so much focus with Whole Cake Island. Like Elbaf is literally Usopp's dream, so like he has to come out of Elbaf like a absolute unit. I don't want him to be scared anymore. I'm sick of him being scared. Like he's been scared for like 800 chapters, and at this point he's just got to be a beast. He just gotta like be the brave guy that he said he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah, honestly, like, okay, where would you rank Usopp after this? Like, let's say in your ideal One Piece world, after this Elbaf arc, where would you rank Luffy and the Straw Hats?
I would. Okay, so Luffy first as usual, Zoro second as usual, Sanji third as usual. Um, Fourth, give it to Fishman, and then I want him to be five. I want him to be either between Nico Robin and Frankie,
Hmm. I
because
mean, what
Nami is
could
gonna
really
keep
happen
climbing up.
with
Sis.
Usopp?
I think Usopp can get future sight and be and really. Maybe he should get a gun or something. Stop using a slingshot and get a gun. Like I just want him to be brave. That's the main I think push he needs is to stop being scared. I think that for him counts as a buff. So I think him to stop being scared and to I think push his future sight to I don't want to say Shanks level, but his future sight should be like crazy high because he can't miss anyway. Without future sight, he can't miss. So imagine with future sight.
I mean, this is my problem with Usopp. See, like Usopp as a fighter is the only fighter in the crew who we don't really have like a clear image of what his future could be. Because like with Luffy, of course, we know he's gonna
Yeah.
be like Fight King level. With Zoro, world's strongest swordsman. With Jinbei, he's just gonna be Jinbei. But with Usopp, we don't really know because our only evidence would be his dad, and his dad has about 39 seconds of screen time. And yeah, that's like
But I think with Usopp as well. Now that I think about it, oh, I had something. It's gone. Do you know when you're like, oh no, I had such a good point. Oh no, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone. GG's. GG's. I thought I had a really good point about Usopp there. What were we talking about there? You said Usopp, Jinbei, something. Oh, his fighting
yeah, I
style.
was basically saying how
Um,
like
his
yeah, exactly.
endurance.
Yeah.
His endurance is something we overlook, cause he can take a beating, but he heals as fast as Luffy and Zoro and the guys. Like remember when he was Sniper King, he was basically crippled, and he was fighting the whole arc, cause he got beaten up by Frankie, then he got beaten up by Luffy, was completely injured, hopped on the train and was causing havoc regardless,
Yeah, but we all know
and he
that was
never
not
gets
Usopp,
really
that
knocked
was
out.
Sniper King.
The goat. Oh man, but yeah, I'm looking forward to the next chapter. This video we kind of just talked about a lot of different things, including the chapter. Hope you guys enjoyed. Expect more collaborations soon. It's been your boy Supreme Uchiha, the God, joined with. That's when you're supposed to say your name.
Wait, bro, I'm
Ahmed.
lagging hard right now.
Okay. just sign out the video first.
Check out my channel and Supreme Uchiha is the GOAT. And yeah, peace.